From humongous hogs to massive boars and supersized swine, here are 15 of the biggest pigs ever. Number 15. North Sulawesi BABIRUSA. Because their large canine teeth reminded native peoples of Indonesia of deer antlers, the creatures were called BABIRUSA, which means deer pig in the Malay language. The animal's long, distinctive lower canines can overlap the snout, and the upper canines grow out and rotate towards the forehead, where they can grow back into the animal's skull. Only the males have those unique tusks, and their exact purpose remains unknown. At 220 pounds, 100 kilograms, they may not be the biggest pigs in terms of weight, but they do have some of the biggest tusks. Number 14. Common warthogs. Here's another wild member of the pig family that displays some fearsome tusks in their large heads. They're not as elaborate as the BABIRUSA, but common warthogs have two pairs of tusks that curve upwards. The upper pair can be 10 inches long, 26 centimeters. They're used for defense against predators and for combating other warthogs. The lower pair is shorter, but is razor sharp and can inflict serious damage. Since their canine teeth are always growing, they've been compared to a scaled-down version of elephant tusks. Mature males can weigh up to 330 pounds, 150 kilograms, and have a head and body length approaching 5 feet, that's 1.5 meters. Even though warthogs have a fearsome appearance, experts say the animals will usually sprint away from predators. This medium-sized species occurs in the grasslands of sub-Saharan Africa, where their tusks are coveted in the ivory trade. Number 13. ESTHER the Wonder Pig. A couple from Canada adopted a misidentified micropig that was expected to grow to around 70 pounds, 32 kilograms. But this little piggy just kept growing until reaching a massive 650 pounds, 295 kilograms, making the 2-year-old pig nearly 10 times her expected size, and heavier than an adult female polar bear. Chowing down over nearly $2,000 worth of vegan food per year, she got so big that the couple had to move to a farm to accommodate ESTHER and their other pets. That big size has brought the big pig some fame too. She has a Facebook page that has attracted more than 67,000 followers, and on top of all of that, ESTHER is even toilet trained. Number 12. Giant forest hogs. Aside from certain subspecies of wild boar, these animals are generally considered to be the largest wild pigs in the world. They're widely distributed throughout wooded areas of West and Central Africa. Given their large size and large population, the pigs weren't described until 1904. Mature forest hogs can measure nearly 7 feet, 2.1 meters along their head and body, and stand more than 3.5 feet, 1.1 meters at the shoulder. Larger specimens can weigh more than 600 pounds, 276 kilograms, and display tusks that measure more than 14 inches, or 36 centimeters. While they don't seem like good candidates for domestication, these animals can be tamed. But in the wild, they have a reputation for attacking without warning. Number 11. HOGZILLA. Images of this massive beast started showing up in 2018. A humongous wild boar was reported in Hong Kong that stood up to eat from dumpsters. It caused a lot of concern because the animal was eating from containers that are located close to an elementary school. Aside from its enormous size, not a lot is known about this critter. Experts think it could be a sow because it was seen with juvenile pigs nearby. As for its size, most sources estimate that it could measure at least 7 feet, 2.1 meters from snout to tail, and might weigh more than 600 pounds, 272 kilos. Number 10. Wild boars. Male specimens of this animal were used in the 1980s to recreate an ancient species of pig that's depicted in artwork from the European Iron Age. Appropriately named Iron Age pigs, they did resemble their prehistoric ancestors, but the animal's aggression made them too difficult to deal with. Those hybrids are now raised mostly for their meat, but wild boars are still abundant throughout Europe and Asia, and depending on their location, some of these beasts can grow to impressive sizes. In areas of Far East Russia and Manchuria, some adult males have been documented to stand more than 4 feet, 125 centimeters at the shoulders, and weigh 770 pounds, 350 kilograms. While wolves are usually the main predators of boars, they usually leave the biggest ones alone. Number 9. HOGZILLA. This story hogged a lot of attention when it was reported in 2004. Beast that weighed more than 1,000 pounds, 450 kilograms, and measured 12 feet long, 3.7 meters, was killed on a hunting reserve in the state of Georgia. When it originally ran, the story had as many believers as non-believers. The truth was revealed about a year later when the porker's body was exhumed and examined by National Geographic. HOGZILLA was a male hybrid of domestic pig and wild hog that actually weighed 800 pounds, 360 kilograms, and measured more than 8.5 feet long, 2.6 meters. Its tusks measured almost 28 inches, 71 centimeters, and 19 inches, 48 centimeters. Although the proportions were exaggerated, HOGZILLA was an unusually large specimen, so the story was essentially true. But when a similar story appeared in 2007, it turned out to be hogwash. The monster pig was said to weigh 1,051 pounds, 477 kilograms, and measure nearly 9.5 feet, 2.8 meters. The account was later discredited when it was proven that photos of the monster pig had been digitally altered to exaggerate its size. Number 8. The King Kong Hog. Reports about this beast appeared in 2015, and it has some echoes of the HOGZILLA story. It describes a massive boar in Russia that allegedly weighed about 1,175 pounds, that's 533 kilograms. Two men tracked down the animal to its lair, where they shot and killed it. When the carcass was too heavy to budge, the men dragged it out of the woods by tying it to a truck. That's when it was weighed and measured at nearly 5.5 feet at the shoulder, that's 1.7 meters. Critics say that the hog story is fishy because there were only 2 witnesses involved, and the photos may have been digitally altered. But proponents claim that domestic pigs can attain ridiculous sizes, and the man who shot it isn't trying to market his story. Do you think it's real, or could this be the Russian version of HOGZILLA? Number 7. Hog Kong. Even though the nickname is a stretch, the story behind this huge hog in Florida is legit. A farmer named Larry Early shot it in 2006 while it roamed on his 22-acre, 9-hectare farm. In that region of the state, wild hogs are known to feast on salt licks and cattle feeders, so a lookout is kept for them. When Early saw this beast in his pond, he thought it was a cow that got stuck in the mud. But when he got closer, he realized it was a huge hog, and it attempted to charge him. That's when he got his pistol and shot it. In Florida, a wild hog weighing 400 pounds, 181 kilograms is considered huge. But this beast had a certified weight of 1,140 pounds, 517 kilograms. Number 6. The COURSEY Hog. This feral animal was shot and killed by Bill COURSEY in Fayetteville, Georgia in 2007. This critter had been seen several times in the neighborhood. The Georgia Department of Natural Resources claims that large hogs and boars are fairly commonplace in the southern part of the state. At some 1,100 pounds, 500 kilograms, this beast invited comparisons to HOGZILLA. In this case, the animal's weight was verified on a certified scale. Number 5. Big Norm. This beast gained notoriety for weighing some 1,600 pounds, or 730 kilograms, and measuring some 8 feet long. Although he died in 2008, he's still remembered for helping to put his home area of Madison County, New York on the map. His owner claimed that the animal attained those huge dimensions even though he only received regular hog feed. Norm was an American Yorkshire breed, and they usually get no heavier than 600 pounds, 272 kilos. Number 4. The 1-ton pig. Also known as ton pig, that was a direct reference to the porker's weight. This domestic allegedly weighed 1,984 pounds, or 900 kilograms, and lived in China, where he's listed as the country's largest ever hog. Ironically, his owner claimed that ton pig was the runt of the litter when he was born in a rural farm. But ton pig quickly grew to a massive size, and as his weight increased, so did his fame. Within a few years, he was attracting crowds who were curious about the beast's size. In addition to his great weight, the animal measured about 2.5 meters long, 8 feet, and stood about 1.1 meters, 3.6 feet at the shoulder. When he died and went to hog heaven in 2004, 16 people were needed to heft ton pig onto a truck. After his body was sent to a taxidermist, it was placed on display at the Liaoning Agricultural Museum in northeast China. Number 3. Entelodon. These prehistoric pig-like mammals were devout omnivores, like their modern-day relatives. Some of these animals could stand 4 feet tall, 1.2 meters at the shoulder, and weigh around 1 US ton, 900 kilograms. That's about the size of a Clydesdale horse. Entelodon had a fearsome appearance that was accentuated by its long, wide head and huge cheekbones that bulged noticeably from the sides of its head. And although the critters were related to pigs, experts say they could also be related to whales and hippos as well. Number 2. Daeodon. This beast was related to Entelodon and is regarded as the largest of their kind. While they weighed about the same as Entelodon, these omnivorous animals stood nearly 6 feet tall, 1.8 meters at the shoulder. Measuring roughly 12 feet long, 3.7 meters, these big boars lived through the Miocene epochs and were nearly as big as modern-day hippos. Experts say they had powerful jaws that could crush bone, and that intimidated smaller animals into deserting their kills. In fact, these were scavengers that fed at their leisure. Their scientific name means dreadful tooth, but they're also called terrible pigs. Native to North America, they existed until around 5 million years ago, but experts still aren't sure what drove these animals to extinction. Number 1. Biggest ever big pig. Even those huge prehistoric porkers were no match for a 20th century counterpart from Tennessee. The well-named Big Bill set a world record for heaviest pig in 1933. He was a Poland China breed, which was developed in the 19th century and is known for their large size. But none of them are this massive. Big Bill weighed an incredible 2,252 pounds, that's 1,021 kilograms, a stat that was officially documented. Bill was scheduled to be exhibited at the Chicago World Fair. Unfortunately, he broke his leg and had to be put down. Were there any animals on the list that made you go hog wild? Let us know in the comments. And while you're at it, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell for notifications for our next exciting episode right here on Epic Wildlife.